Dr. Gautam Anand, Professor Head in Department of Psychiatry, Mujaffarnagar Medical College, Mujaffarnagar. Before proceeding to that, we have to consider about my topic. Topic is significantly dealing with the crowds, especially the people, those who are attending the religious gathering, political gathering, or any kind of assembly. What are they, and what are the factors that is responsible to attain that kind of the gathering? So in that regard, we like to introduce a term like hypnotization and hypnotization coefficient, which are basically able to decide the humankind's whoever is attending the gathering. Hypnotization is well known. Hypnotization is not a new phenomenon. Anybody can be hypnotized by self or by the any means. We have certainly misperception regarding the hypnotization, that is a sleep-like condition, but it is not true. Our misperception is basically based on previous learnings by the any magicians who played the role in hypnotization, how to perform it. That will show the state of sleepiness, but it's not true always. Hypnotization itself like a wakeful condition. It's like a fully concentrated, accentuated or focal attention and concentration in which the brain is underwent into a highly arousal state that will only allow to perceive a particular kind of a stimuli, not all. So in that regard, we just to presume the state and the stages of hypnotization, we are able to arbitrarily define the different stages of hypnotization. That is, the first is hypersensitization, because any stimulus that is given to the particular person, which may facilitate to hypersensitization of different receptors and sense organs, which finally lead into the transmissions forwarded to brain or central part of central processing area, where the different concerned sense and sensory relay station and relay part of the brain. As for example, like eye, which relay into the occipital lobe, especially in area 18, 19 and 17. Similarly with the other sense organs, truly relay by either in the receptors or localized horn cells, or maybe possibly in the different nuclei, or finally into the concerned brain tissues. So this means of the hypersensitization, that is the process in which a person is brought in a condition where the patient becomes highly arousable and have to maintain a focal concentration over the particular kind of a stimuli. The next stage is, while proceeding further to hypersensitization to a condition in which the person passes into different form of a stage. That stage is heightened level, altered level of consciousness. Again, once this phenomena, if happens, then the brain become a altered function condition, which means to have a altered level of consciousness. It is not like a sleepiness. It is not like a twilight condition. It is not like a caught in position. It's not like a unconsciousness. So what else that we can to define the altered level of consciousness? That level of the consciousness is not sleepiness, not consciousness. Then what else? It may be like a hyper arousal level of consciousness that is beyond, that is not on the negative side of the downhill in function, but it's like an uphill in the functions, so that the brain become heightened arousal. And this heightened arousal possibly means to have like a multiple stimuli with a very rapid process to transmit the senses, multiple senses from one sense organ specialized in a form relating to the specialized area. That's become the part of the brain become heightened, aroused. And the third part of the arousal is dissociation of the brain state, brain part. That means once the different sense organs performing differently and sending a massive number of senses to the particular brain area. The particular brain area become highly aroused. In that condition, they will perform independently. This is only because that the number of the relay into the part of the brain that is not matching to the number of the stimuli and the capacity to receive the stimuli by the particular nuclei or particular neuronal cells. That's why the number is increasing in the increased number of the stimuli is not matching to the capacity to receive the stimuli. That's become the part of that brain become highly aroused and hypersensitized. In that condition, almost all sense organs, relay station start to work independently. And the last fourth stage is the plateau stage. That means this stage will remain for the sometimes. To maintain this plateau stage, as means to speak, is that to maintain their dissociative stages for that much of the time. But to what time and how long it has to be maintained, that depends on the number of the stimuli and capacity of the individual to live in the dissociative stage, or the environmental stimuli in which the standard that is basically fixed for the particular hypnotization lasts for. In other words, I can say that if there is any environmental changes, if happens, it certainly will alter the level of consciousness. That means that is the number of the stimuli that is reaching to the particular relay station or particular brain concerned area may be different from the different stage, the previous stage. So in that case, what happens? The relay station and the final area of the brain become either subtly normal or maybe in the process to gain the normalcy. That case, that will basically that will give a signal. A signal to the other part of the brain also to not to be function accordingly, and that will brought near to the normal condition. So that stage basically depends on the capacity of the individual to maintain the plateau stage, that is the individual capacity, and the environmental stimulus state that have to maintain the standard environmental condition for that much of the time. Any change, if happens, it certainly will affect the dissociative plateau state. And the final stage is the resolution stage. As soon as either the stimuli changes or the patient individual capacity will changes, or not to become with this kind of sustainability to maintain the hypnotization will finally lead to a resolution. These are the factors that we have to consider for defining the hypnotization coefficient. Again, hypnotization by the dissociative factors, individual factors, and stages on which the patient lies or person lies, that decide the hypnotization coefficient of the individuals. But unfortunately, we can also able to define some other status of the hypnotization and hypnotization coefficient, which makes truly permissible to maintain the condition. That is individual capacity, as we understand, and environmental condition in which the patient is lying, and to maintaining the hypnotization. And in spite of that, there are so many other factors like religious background, you can say, in the which the person has been born, and where from the person taken into the religious conferences and assemblies. Similarly, with their parenting, childhood parenting and childhood learning also, socioeconomic status, IQ and EQ, and ethnic status. These are the finally a few of the factors which determines the hypnotization coefficient. In that way, we have to proceed to estimate and calculate the hypnotization coefficient. I like to frame certain examples. As for examples, like a religious assembly, obviously the person, those who belongs to a religious background or haven't been educated and trained enough in the childhood days, that to maintain and to perform the religious rituals they will have easily to dissociate while there is a religious assembly. Similarly, with the political gathering, no doubt there is there is certain psychic condition. Beside that, these all factors that we mentioned earlier might have some role, because somebody says and give assurance to coming days or the future become brighter if he or the she go according to their narration. In that condition, this will work to hypnotize the individuals or of the crowd. So in the political gathering, that forms the basis of low education, socioeconomic condition, like unemployment and reassurance, the technique, suggestibility is the technique by which they can have to maintain their hypnotization coefficient and to attract the gathering in the political speech. Thank you very much, and the rest will be discussed in the next session. Thank you.